Yo, people always saying it's your boy Muzi 13, and Arsenal are finally back to winning ways, man. I'm so happy, bro. The game was nervous, but I'm just happy we won, man, because I honestly can't remember what a win feels like. Arsenal get win number 40 of the Premier League season. Not of the Premier League season. Win number 40 of the season, and we keep it moving. We keep it moving. Arsenal now go back to the top of the league. Obviously, we played a game more than Manchester City. They have a game in hand, but it's good to take advantage and put pressure on them while we can. And let's get right into it. Arteta went with like a similar lineup to what we saw against Man City. No, it was the same lineup completely. The fullbacks. Actually, I lied because White did not play. Mascara played. So White, Saliba, Gabriel, Hincapié at the back. Zubimendi and Rice in midfield. Madueke, Odegaard, Eze, and Havertz up top. And I said we got off to a good start. Newcastle, not in the best of form lately. Obviously, we knew they were going to put in a good fight, but if you look now, that's now 5 losses in a row now, obviously including this one. Before that, it was 4 losses and 1 win, the last win coming against Chelsea. But Arsenal get the win, and the most important win. Arsenal, we're going to this game with a lot of pressure, just narrowly lost to Manchester City last week. We had the chances, should have been maybe a draw, you would say. Didn't take our chances. They made it level on points and goal difference when they beat Burnley 1-0 during the week. And it was up to us to, respond back, fight back. We had the opportunity to go 3 points ahead, and apparently we're going to be playing 2 Premier League games before they play their next game because they're in FA Cup action this weekend. So it's very important to put the pressure back on them, do our job and be like, over to you. Well, obviously some more goals would have been nice, but at the way the game was going towards the end, I was like, just get that 1-0 and leave. Hopefully we see a better performance against Fulham next week. But we won the game 1-0. Eze's goal was a difference, and let's talk about how it came across. So before Eze's goal, we saw like a bit of patterns. From the corners, we were taking a lot of short corners. I think they were noticing that the fact that Newcastle have like a lot of physical, dominant defenders, like a Botman, Burn. They figured they couldn't exploit them that way from the corners. Nick Pope as was really, commanding keeper, 6'7". So they're thinking maybe let's switch it up. We played a few short corners. I started getting frustrated because I felt like they weren't working. There was one that actually, prior to the goal, worked. It got to Eze on the edge of the box, the left foot shot, he dragged wide. I was like, okay, decent. I see what you guys are trying to do. And then our goal comes in the 9th minute. Another short corner, but this time, I know before the short corners, I think it was like 2 before the third one that we scored, either 2 or 3. But they all kept coming to Odegaard. Odegaard get the ball, maybe pass it back to Madueke, pass the edge of the box. But this time, Madueke sees from the short corner, he's walking up to it, sees the short corner, hesitates, doesn't pass to Odegaard, sees Havertz free in the box, makes the right decision, passes to Havertz. Havertz takes a touch, passes to Eze on the edge of the box, and a one-time beautiful finish into the top left corner. Makes it 1-0 to Arsenal, and it was beautiful. It was a nice way to open the deadlock. And this is why a lot of people have been calling to see Eze and Odegaard in the team a lot because, it's multiple avenues of creativity that you could rely on as opposed to just looking at either Eze or Odegaard. Unfortunately, injury and a few, team selections hasn't let that be the case. But we saw how crucial it was against Man City, and it worked against Newcastle as well. But we get that 1-0 goal. It was 1-0 throughout. I felt like we still showed some desire, some heart to take the game to Newcastle. Newcastle obviously grew back into the game. They were attacking us as well. But we did well defensively. We stood our ground. We were pretty solid, resolute. And we saw it to 1-0 halftime. Unfortunately, just before halftime, the 34th minute, Kai Havertz went down with an injury. Looks like it was holding his groin. Let's hope it's nothing serious because, these last 4 games in the Premier League plus the potential 3 games in the Champions League, we're going to need all players. So let's hope he's fit and he can play the game on Wednesday. But Kai Havertz had to go off. Gyökeres comes on. Gyökeres didn't really make that much of a difference. There was actually, in the second half, one opportunity where he's running as a counterattack. Just, bro, simple pass, but you're a professional player. Play simple passes, 2-3 guys run in, we score, and it kills off the game. Fumbles that as well, so not the best of cameos for him. Martinelli came on as well. Saka, it's good to see him back. He came on the 80th minute for Madueke last 10 minutes. Good to see him get some minutes in as well. It looked pretty sharp, not going to lie. For someone who hasn't played in over a month, looked pretty sharp. But all in all, we saw the game. Newcastle decided to go for it towards the end. It brought in the likes of Barnes, Alanga. Alanga's pace just terrifies me because I know he's rapid. I know his end product isn't the best, but I know he's rapid. So just seeing him come on was worrisome for me. But Nketiah dealt well with Barnes and Elanga, so I was happy to see that. Newcastle did have one big chance that they should have probably scored. Walter Made came on as well, dropped deep, played a beautiful ball in for Wissa. Defense sleeping. I don't know what they're doing, and Wissa skies it. He really should have scored that. If he scores that 1-1, he spoils the party, but thankfully he didn't. And Arsenal held on to win the game 1-0. Arsenal now go back top of the Premier League table, 3 points, howbeit it's temporary. Man City would have their game in hand. They're gonna be playing Everton and everything. So let's hope we can win our second game as well before Man City play in the Premier League, and just hope that they fumble or they drop the points. But yeah, Arsenal now back to the top of the Premier League table, and yeah, hopefully more the same on Wednesday when we play Atletico de Madrid. But it's been your boy Muzi13. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. I'm gonna see you guys in the next one. I'm out. Peace.